and today we are going to talk about trust. If you're tired of the old cookie-cutter marketing advice and want to take your personal brand to the next level with bold, actionable strategies that truly reflect you, you're in the right place. Let's untangle your marketing mayhem with Zoe, the video confidence coach, on the Unboring Your Brand podcast. Unboring Your Brand was recorded on Wadawurrung land. For those who are listening and watching, don't worry, I haven't regressed 5 years. I wanted to reshare our most popular episode of the podcast back when the podcast was called the Do Video Podcast. This episode is our most popular by far, and it's called Every Brand is in the Business of Trust. It is episode 23, and it was originally published back in 2021. Oh, that is so long ago, on February 19th, when I was just a wee baby. But as you can imagine, everything that I'm going to discuss is on point and on brand with everything that we discuss now at the Video Confidence Coach. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy this revisiting of an old classic. That thing that I talk about in almost every video and every piece of content that I put out there. Why do I focus on trust so much? That is what I'm going to be answering in today's podcast episode. And thank you for all the comments and DMs that I've been getting about why do you focus on this so much? It's because it's really important. So, I'm going to talk about why you should be focusing on trust when building your brand and the marketing and the work that you put out there, why trust should be at the forefront of why you're trying to do what you're doing. So, one thing that I do want to start off with is saying that people want to belong, people don't want to be sold to. So when you're creating a community or when you're creating your brand, which subsequently will build a community from that of fans, of people that don't like you, but people who do like you, people want to just be able to belong to something, to be able to believe in something. That's why we have a lot of national pride of people belonging to their specific line in the sand country of, where we belong, where people have this want to belong when it comes to being in a religion, or any other groups that people belong to a certain group. People just want to be able to belong in a tribe of their peers, of where they know that they will be supported and loved. They don't want to be sold to. They don't want to be taken advantage of. And that has a tendency of bleeding into your brand building because when you are providing your information, your expertise, your products, your services, your consultancy, you are inherently wanting return of money. The reason being is because we need to survive on money, which is always not fun, but I digress. The future of marketing is relatability. People want to buy from someone that they believe and understand in, and that they are relatable to. So if you are relatable to your audience, now again, you don't have to inherently be. Say, for example, I know someone who works in the women's space, but is not inherently female or non-binary. That doesn't automatically disqualify you from that space. But if you're able to you're able to show that you're an expert in by being relatable, by showing that you are trustworthy and that you know your stuff and that you're able to adapt to changes in the industry because you are an expert. And I do believe an expert is someone that consistently grows and takes in the evidence that is shown, but that's another podcast episode. You want to show that you can be relatable in what you're putting out there. So your fans and your haters can see what type of person you are. And then subsequently, belong to. Customers don't want to consume crappy content. They want to consume informative content. So if you're able to show that you are trustworthy by being relatable, by being consistent, and showing people that you can trust me because I am here for your well-being, then they are going to find that content informative. They're going to find that content helpful. And then they are going to reach out to you because you are telling them what is what. You are showing that you are an expert, that you show that you are worth the price of admission because you are doing what you say on the tin. So if you're relatable in that sense, that if you build everything that you do when it comes to building your brand on the foundation of trust, then there's nothing for you to lose. Just don't do something horrible or mean or downright stupid to actually lose that trust. But that is another podcast. TLDW, too long, didn't watch. The future of marketing is relatability. People want to belong to, not to be sold to. And trust, the first motivating factor between the purchase, from people purchasing from you and dropping from you. So trust. Ultimately trust. I kind of lost that last point there. So I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. I will check you out on the next one. And feel free to reach out to me if you need anything. Bye. Thank you for listening or watching Unboring Your Brand. You can find detailed show notes with tools, offers, and episode transcriptions. Just click the first link in the description or go to vcc.training/podcast. Get involved and ask me anything about personal branding, video strategy, or just a friendly small business chat via my email, g'day@vcc.training. That is gday@vcc.training. The Video Confidence Coach would like to acknowledge and pay my respects to the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians of the land on which I record my podcast. I pay my respects to their elders past and present. I stand with the traditional custodians of these lands in working towards a more equal future. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Look forward to me chatting at you next week, superstars.